Okay, last one on this slide is tabular integration, and he's tricky, but man, he's handy. And basically what we're going to do with tabular integration is we're going to set up a U and a DV column. We'll have a U column and a DV column. And in U, we want whatever it is that just differentiates down and just gets simpler, simpler, simpler every time. And guess what? That's going to be x cubed. So when we take the derivative of x cubed, we get 3x squared. If we take the derivative of that, we get 6x. And when we take the derivative of that, we get 6. So there's your derivatives. 3x squared, 6x, 6. Okay. On the other side, we're going to have cosine 9x. And then after 6, of course, is 0. So when I integrate the cosine of 9x, remember whatever's on the inside of this, just like our function, our exponential function above, we're going to get the reciprocal of that number. Okay, so I'm going to have 1/9, and then the derivative of what is cosine, and that happens to be sine 9x. And then do it again. 1/9 times 1/9, 1/81. And then derivative of what is sine? Well, in that case, it's going to be negative cosine. And then 1/81 times 1/9. So 729. Yikes, that's a big number. I better double check and make sure I'm going the right way. Oof, I think I am. So that would be negative 1/729 times, and the derivative of what, which would be sine 9x. And then the last one, 729 times 9. Ooh, that's a biggie. And the very last guy down here is going to end up actually being positive again, because the derivative of cosine is negative sine. So this would be 1/, way down here on the bottom, 6,561. 6,561. Ooh, really small. Times the cosine of 9x. So there's your tabular integration setup. Now what we do is we connect lines with a number 1, and we alternate the sign. And so to get my final answer, all I do is x cubed times positive 1 times 1/9 sine x, or x cubed over 9 times the sine of 9x. Okay, next row. 3x squared times negative 1 times negative 1/81. Well, 3/81 reduces to 1/27. So, and a negative times a negative is a positive. So plus x squared over 27 times cosine 9x. Okay, go to the next row. So 6x times all of this. Well, 6x, I believe that's going to reduce. 6x over 729. Two over 243. So that's going to be 2x. Let's see, what's that going to be? That's going to be negative 2x. Negative 2x over 243 times the sine of 9x. And then the next one, then the last one would be 6 times this guy. So 6 divided by that. 6561. Two over 2,187. And so 6 times negative 1 times that, minus 6 over 2,000, whoops, not 6, but 2. 2 over 2,187 times cosine 9x plus c. And how I got all these fractions, I just reduced. I ended up with 3 over 81. That reduces. I ended up with 6 over 729. That reduces. And I ended up with 6 over 6,561, and that reduces. So all those guys reduced. And when I did, times, 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 this is what I got right here. So tabular integration is really a great way to do integration by parts if you're going to have several parts to do. Okay, so there you go.